What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I finally received my Glamlite order last night, and I decided I really wanted to just sit down and film with it to just show you guys what this products look like on my skin tone that I decided to pick up. But more importantly, I just want to give my perspective as more of a purchaser, or like a non-affiliated, non-biased opinion when it comes to this brand. I am not saying that anybody who is affiliated with this brand is biased. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that sometimes it's better to have a different perspective. And I tend to have a darker skin tone than a lot of the people who are affiliated with this brand. So with that said, if you're interested in hearing more about this collection, seeing the products that I picked up, let's just get to it. I did not pick up a lot of products from this particular collection. A lot of the things I felt like they didn't really have that much compared to some of their other collections. It was a curated, more smaller collection of products, and I am here for it. So the first thing that I knew without a shadow of a doubt I was going to be picking up is this makeup bag. I definitely was a huge Scooby-Doo fan, especially all the gang. I've seen all of the special movies that they've released since my childhood. So I definitely knew that I wanted to get my hands on this makeup bag. I am trying to get some plans finalized for some trips over the summer, and I do intend to take this or my Winnie the Pooh. It is Winnie the Pooh, right? Yeah, my Winnie the Pooh makeup bag, and I like that I have two different sizes, two different options. Who knows, I may actually take both. But either way, very happy to have this bag, and it's nice and spacious. It's very nice and spacious, and you also do have a section up top for your brushes, and they have this little strap here as well so that you can make sure that your brushes actually stay up there and the bristles don't get too damaged. Although I do wish that there was a full-on flap here so that you really could secure those bristles in that part, especially because it's at the top of the bag. And if you're anything like a lot of beauty influencers, they pack their makeup bags to the brim, and so yeah, your bristles may get a little damaged in translation. Then I also picked up the blush duo. I do have all of these products on my face right now. The reason I decided to pick up this blush duo is because they actually showcased two different colors of blush in this palette, which I truly appreciated. You get one that's a little bit more orangey corally, maybe even more peachy coral, and then one that's more of a blue based pink. I actually showcase both on my two separate cheeks, and then I put them both together so that my look looks a little bit more cohesive. I will also have some B-roll coming around for you guys so you guys can see all of these products swatched on my skin tone, so make sure you're looking on the screen at this point during the video. Then also I picked up one of the two lip kits. This was the lip kit I knew I would actually get some use out of. The other lip kit was like more of a pinky lip kit, absolutely not for me, but this one's more of a brownie neutral kind of tone, and so I decided to give it a shot, and this is what it looks like inside. The bullet lipstick is like more of a mid-tone brown, which I would say has a little bit of orange in there as well. I love the packaging. I love that you quite literally have Velma on there so that in the event, you give this as a gift to somebody who is obsessed with Velma or Scooby-Doo in general. They really have that kind of aesthetic and vibe even when they throw away the packaging. Then you also get a gloss with this kit, and once again, at least it says Velma on there, so I appreciate that. It also has Scooby-Doo on there, has Glamlite on there. I appreciate all of the little labeling. This is like a sheer orangey toned gloss with quite a bit of glitter in there. As you can see, I do have that on today, and I don't find that the glitter is so obnoxious that you can see it on your lips. I also don't feel the glitter at all on my lips. So once again, a decent formula, and you guys will be seeing me apply these on my lips in the video, and of course watching the b-roll, I will have them swatched on my wrist. Now the last product of this collection that I decided to put my money towards was the 25 color eyeshadow palette. I decided to pick this up because I enjoyed the color scheme of quite a few of these rows, and I felt like it has been some time since I really gave Glamlite a shot again, and I wanted to do it. I really, really did. So I took the time to pick this up, and there's definitely some opinions. I'm gonna keep those opinions until you see the eye look, till you see the application, all of that. But definitely pay attention to the swatches so that you guys can see what they look like on my skin tone. So now that we've gone through all of the products, and I would tell you guys how much product is in all these products, but unfortunately, I don't have that information, at least not on the packaging. If I can find it on the website, I will put that in during editing, but I do know that all of these products are cruelty-free and vegan, which is still nice. So yeah, with that said, let's just go ahead and get into the tutorial so you can see me apply all of these products to my face. So I picked up 3 different items of makeup from this collection, and then I picked up the makeup bag. I'm sure I showcased it to you at the beginning, but let's do the kind of bottom products first, which is going to be the cheek palette and the lip duo, and then we'll get into the eyeshadow palette. So the reason that I picked up the cheek duo is because, one, the packaging is awesome and I really wanted to experience this packaging from the brand, but also because they provided us with 2 different shades of blush, and that was what they did not provide, and I believe it was the Chucky version or any other ones. This is quite small. In this you are getting, it does not say how much product you're getting in this. It just says that it's cruelty free and that it has an 18-month shelf life. Nowhere on here does it say the amount of product, so I can't tell you how much, but let me see if I can get something that is similar. This is just an eyeshadow. These are just eyelashes from Too Faced, and the eyelash box is actually bigger than this blush duo. So that gives you somewhat of a comparison. I'm sorry, but that was the closest thing I could reach. So what I'm gonna do is probably just put one on each side so you guys can see both of the shades on my skin tone, and then I'll probably just end up mixing them both. I did just literally yesterday clean all of my brushes, so I am down to like brushes that I really don't use very often, but some of these are still gems. They just get hidden in my makeup collection. So this is the Chiku Hodo cheek brush. It's really nice. So what I'm going to do is take this more orangey coral shade, and I'm going to put that one on first. As you see, it picks up quite a bit of product. I do have cream bronzer on. I do not have powder bronzer on though. I really wanted to, one, I needed to bring my foundation to life, but I also then wanted to ensure that you really got the true application. So this definitely is pigmented. It also is blendable. I'm seeing that it is, you can actually build it up as well, which I do very much appreciate. Something weird. I don't know what that was, but that was weird. And as you can see, it definitely shows up on my skin tone, which I do truly appreciate. And I really like the color. It's a really nice color. It's not a full-on pink, but it has enough of that pink that if you want something different and you are avid fans of pinks, I think that this would work. So what I'm going to do is just clean my brush off really quickly on a microfiber towel. And now I'm going to go into the actual pink, which I believe this is kind of one of those typical blue-based pinks that have really been going viral lately. I know they had a pink blush that was rumored to be dupe of the Dior blush, so that was like constantly sold out. So I'm sure this is a similar shade. So I just picked up quite a bit of product, and I'm just going to tap it in like I did the other shade, and we're just going to build it up, blend it in, all of that. And you know what? Another reason I'm really happy I picked this up is because lately, because the concept of this tone of blush has been so popular. I have been considering picking up quite a few. And with this purchase, I technically don't really need to, which will be coming in handy for me in just a few months because I'm really going to try to slow things down. Anyways, this is the more coral one. As you can see, it's a lot more warmer and it just kind of, I feel like, blends in a bit more on my skin tone. It looks a bit more natural and kind of whatever. Whereas this one is a lot more cooler toned. And so I feel like it really pops on my skin tone. So, you know, take that as you will. I'm just going to try to balance out these cheeks just a tinge. And then we're going to keep going on because I do have quite a few other videos I would like to get filmed today. Otherwise, I would care very little about my face being symmetric. We will go with that. So yeah, those are the blushes. Definitely pigmented, definitely will work on your skin tone if you are my skin tone or darker. It just matters your brush. The brush that I was using is natural hair, so it tends to pick up product quicker than maybe something that is synthetic. So take that into consideration if you don't have any natural hair brushes and you pick this up and you feel like it's not picking up the product. Just give it more time. You just may need to build up just a tinge more than maybe somebody who has a natural hair brush. And I feel like I just got a new whiff of how potent this blush is, but I also don't have my glasses on. Per usual, I'm gonna use that as an excuse. The next product I want to showcase is the lip kit. I picked up the Velma lip kit because this looked like it was a darker tone and more brown base. If you guys know me, if you've been on my channel for any length of time, you know that the last maybe 2 years lately, if it's not a brown lip product, I'm just not trying it. So this is why I picked up this kit. The other one I want to say is like a bright pink. Not for me. So this is the kit. And as you can see, you get I think this is a lip gloss and a lip stick. I'm probably going to more so reach for the lipstick than the lip gloss, but I still wanted to get the set. And what I will do is just use a normal lip liner for me, which I think I'm going to reach for my Makeup Revolution one. I'm actually almost done with this one, which really shows you how much I enjoy this tone. It's not necessarily the formula, because I will say the formula from Makeup Forever, I actually like that better, but this one has more of a yellow base to it, so this will forever be in my collection until I can find a replacement. All right, so lips are lined. Now let's get into this Velma lipstick. I'm so excited. This looks so pretty. Let me scoot in. And yeah, let me see if I can get this camera in a little bit more. Focus it right on the lips. Okay, so this is the Velma lipstick. It's literally in the shade Velma, and I'm just gonna apply it. This is a very, I want to say, waxy formula. It takes a while for it to really warm up on the lips, but beautiful tone on my skin tone. I definitely think that this was the perfect lip kit for me, and I chose the perfect lip liner. Everything that I have on my face today will be listed and linked down below, including all the stuff that I had on previous to coming on. And then I'm just going to go ahead and top it with the lip gloss, which is in the shade Velma as well. And I think this is a beautiful lip combination. I really like it. This is the first time I've tried these particular formulations from this brand, so I definitely need to test them out further, but I will say they're not hurting. I'm not hating that I have them, not at all. So let me zoom out, or at least move the camera up towards my eyes, and then we will get started on the eye look. Today's eyeshadow primer, I am using the About Face, of course, and one thing I will say is that this eyeshadow palette is huge. I had a feeling it was going to be big, just like the ice cream palette, but I just really enjoyed the color scheme, and it's been a while since I've enjoyed a Glamlite color scheme, so I wanted to give it a shot. This has the same interesting packaging covering on the top. I really enjoy that type of situation. I think they've really come into something having it like that. And then the inside, there's a huge mirror on the top, and then these are all of the shades. As you can see, these are some beautiful shades, and I'm very excited to play with this palette to see if this is the same quality that I remember. If not, honestly, better. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this Sonia G. This is her Worker 2 brush, and these shadows aren't actually named. They just had a number sheet on top, which I'm going to throw away very soon. But first I want to go ahead and go into this like orangey shade, and I'm going to put that all in my transition area, and maybe even in the crease as well. I want to see how pigmented this is going to really be on my skin tone. These shades tend to be very thin, and they tend not to really show up the way I want them to on my skin tone. On somebody of a lighter skin tone, yeah, they'll show up. But on me, they look ashy or they go away. And unfortunately, it looks like this shade is disappearing. Now I am packing it on. And like I said, I used one of my favorite eyeshadow primers. It is nice and sticky. That's why I truly enjoy that primer. And yeah, this is just not doing what I wish from this type of tone on my skin tone. This is like one of my favorite types of tones of like yellowy orangey shades. And the fact that it's not really showing up on my skin tone, it's just, I feel like not doing this brand of shade justice. But we will continue on and see what I can make from this palette. I am just going to go ahead and put it down in my lower lash line. It's not going to show up nearly as minimally as it is showing up on the upper, but I like to have balanced looks, and I find if I put something up top, I like it when it's down below as well. So as of right now, that's what I'm going to do for my transition area. Not loving it, but we will move forward. Okay. I think I'm going to stick with like these yellow based colors, and I want to go into this green right here and just deepen out my outer V area and hopefully bring this look into something that is actually going to show up and be of some significance on my skin tone. So that green is already doing wonders, at least on my side of things. I don't know how it's showing on camera, but it definitely is showing up to my eye, and I'm very happy about that. This is actually a Wayne Goss 17 brush. He has some great eyeshadow brushes. He hasn't come out with brushes in a while. Honestly, I don't think he's come out with a release in a while, since maybe the foundation, but I do really like his eyeshadow brushes. All right, so these tones are really pretty together. I wish that they had a really dark brown in here just to deepen out this completely, but they don't. I may reach out of this palette, or I may just use an eyeliner just to do what I'm thinking. But so far, the shades are blending well. I am not having any problems with the blending at all. The only thing I wish is that first shade that I used, the tone of it, I wish that tone just showed up more on my skin tone. I hate that you can barely see it on my skin tone. Not terrible, not the best, but it's not terrible. Okay, so I think that that's going to be all for the mattes, at least for right now. And I want to play with a couple of the shimmers. So I think for the shimmers, I'm going to kind of do the opposite of what I did. So I'm going to go into the darker green and then the lighter of the two orangey shimmers. I'm sorry, I'm looking backwards, so it's throwing me off. Okay, this shimmer over here. So I'm going to go into this green and then this shimmer, and I'm going to kind of ombre them on my lid. I will be using an actual brush because I do have nails on right now. Let's go with this Refer brush. This is the Refer P21. I love the angle. It just really cuts into my line really, really nicely. I will be using a setting spray so that the product sticks to the brush and hopefully does not give me fallout. And even if it does give me fallout, hopefully it's not too much. So I'm just going to spray now that I've picked up the product, and just gonna start by doing this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side as well. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm gonna do it in the section of my lid that I don't already have product in. And I might actually layer on top just so that it blends in even more. I'm liking everything. I'm liking how it came together. I do need an inner corner highlight, and I did not put on a highlighter today. The highlighter that I was actually going to use, I was going to reuse the highlighter from this palette or this trio. This is from Kaja in the bento box, or the play. I called it a bento box. That's because it's a play on an actual bento box, but this is a play bento. My bad. Anyways, I'm using this highlighter. So I think what I'm gonna do is I have one of these Sephora foundation brushes from like years ago that they used when you got rouge. So I'm actually going to use that as my highlighter brush today. I think I've actually used it as a highlighter brush in the past. I like the structure of this brush. And so yeah, we're just going to use it that way. And then what I will do is take a pencil brush and I will apply this into my inner corner. I'm actually going to go ahead and use the bronzy shimmer in the palette. That way the palette is all that's on my face. But this brush is actually doing very well for highlighter. I feel like it really applied a beautiful layer on my cheeks. I will keep this in mind when I need a highlighter brush. Okay, so I'm gonna take a clean pencil brush and I'm just gonna go into the only bronzy neutral shimmer that is in this palette, and we're just going to put it down in that lower lash line and then just slightly blend it up top. And this is just to add some brightness to this look. I felt like this look was getting very dark. Very dark. Okay, so I need to do a liner, mascara, just some other couple of things. So I will jump off camera really quickly and then I will be back to show you guys my finished look and talk about the 3 different products that I picked up from this collection. And I'll kind of give you my opinions on whether I think it is worth it or not, etc. So just give me 1 second. Alrighty guys, so I am back with the finished look, and what I will say is that this is a solid release. The makeup pouch or bag is really nice and big. I enjoy that they have the brush section up top, so if you actually are using this as a travel makeup bag, it's very nice and accessible for your brushes, and you can just dump all of your other products in the bottom. I really enjoy makeup pouches that have that kind of different sections for those 2 different aspects. As for the blush duo, I think that the blushes are nicely pigmented and blendable and saturated, and you can definitely build them up if they aren't as deep and saturated on your cheeks as you would like. I would wish and hope for that in the future they come out with one that's a little bit more satin to shimmery like finish. These were both matte blushes, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I like the colors, I like the formula. I would love to see them just change the formula a little bit, like maybe do one matte blush, one shimmery blush, or one satin blush in the future with their duos. So that's what I would say for that. As for the lip kit, I think this was the one thing that it just hit it out the park for me. This lip combination on my skin tone is fantastic and beautiful. I'm very happy to have it. And knowing me, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a short on this because I just really like this and I want to showcase it to you all, especially for people who want a lip combination like this but don't want to buy from 3 different places like I tend to do for my lip combos. You can just get this kit. I'm sure you guys at this point already have that lip liner because I talk about it all the time, and then you got yourself a perfect brownie nude lip combo right there. So definitely really excited for this kit. As for the palette, I like the palette, and something that I have found with Glamlite is certain products, certain shades I like more than others in pretty much all of their palettes. For this palette, yes, it's pigmented, but I find, like in some other brands that I have slight trouble with, the lighter shades that I want to really stick and be thick and saturated on my skin tone just aren't. They really just aren't. You can clearly see the difference in the opacity between this lighter orangey shade and this greeny shade. And for me, if you're going to have a formulation, yes, clearly this is a lighter tone, but if it's a thick enough formula, it will still show up on my skin tone. And it just didn't give me that. The shimmers are pretty. I really have always had no problem with the shimmers. And I really liked, which one is it? No, it's this one. There's like some gold, like glittery reflex in that shade. So it really adds some dimension to my look, especially because this one, it looks more like just a normal metallic. But overall, every other shadow that I used, even the bronzy shade that I put in my inner corner, all of those I had no problem with. It was truly just this one. I really wish that it was more saturated, more opaque, just a thicker formula overall, so that the whole look just looks a little bit more balanced than it does now. That is just my opinion based on my skin tone, based on my technique, based on my skill level, all of that. I would love to hear your opinions down below when it comes to this collection. Did you pick up any products? Did you get your products quicker than me? Let me know down below. If you want to see me do another look or 2 with this palette, just let me know. I do have a couple of things waiting in the queue, but I'm definitely fair game to bring you guys some more looks if that is what you guys want. Although do know that this collection, as I'm sure I said before, is limited edition. And I believe this month is the end of when you can actually pick it up. So keep that in mind. But yeah, with that said, I will see you guys in my next video, which I'm sure is going to be very soon. Bye guys.